In this video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 folding knives from Cold Steel that I couldn't resist. I had to have them. Stick around. One of the reasons you don't hear me talking a lot about folding knives is I'm just naturally more drawn to the look and appeal of a fixed blade in general. But a lot of my knife content revolves a lot around everyday carry blades in the self-defense world. I do talk about bushcraft and day-to-day utilities. I try to be versatile and cover everything, but you know, understanding what blades are good for self-defense has been a big passion of mine. And there's just not been a lot of folding knives over time that have drawn me that way. But when I looked at these from Cold Steel, I thought to myself, these look like they can get the job done. So I went out last week and picked up all 3 of these at one time. Let's get started. So we're gonna start with the SR Light, man. This is a drop point monster of a folding knife.
You've got all your specifications right here on the package. This is a 4-inch blade length, 9.38 overall in length, 8CR14 MOV steel, weighing in at 6.9 ounces. It's got a Griv X handle, and this is 4.8 millimeters thick. Look at that beast of a blade.
These knives include the Triad lock. I would encourage you to do a little research on this. Cold Steel invented this technology, and these locks have been tested to hold up to 800 pounds of hanging weights. So it's solid. It's really starting to come down out here, but let's keep on rolling. I wasn't able to do much work over the last couple of days because of the wind in this area. I can't do much out here when the wind is blowing, but back to the blade, man. I love the simplicity of this design. You can get this in higher grade steels if you want to. I want you to get a look at that. This is a Demco design, and I just love it, man. It's solid and sturdy. It's got good play there. The one thing I'll say about this I'm not a big fan of is the tightness of this clip. This is a very tight clip, and I mean so tight you can't even hardly pull it off your pants. I'm having to just drop this in my pocket. I may have to loosen this a little bit. I mean, you want some retainability, but it's so tight I can't even hardly put it on, and I can't even hardly pull it off. This is one of those folding knives that I'm confident to be an all-purpose blade if I want to just take a folding knife around with me one day. I carry a lot of different knives. I have a connection with my knife collection, and it's an honor to carry different blades on different days, and there are plenty of times where I just need a folder, and I can trust my life with this. I do believe it's locked in there very well. It's got a very good lock-in system. It's very sturdy. It's just a sturdy folder for just about any task.
For those who love the SRK and they want the folding knife version of it, well, here it is.
So what's next on the list? Well, it's also an SR1 Light, but it is the Tanto version. Check it out.
Very similar in size as well. 4-inch blade length, 9 3/8 inches overall length, 8CR14 MOV steel, 6.9 ounces, Griv X handle, 4.8 millimeters thick, just right at 5. So these are some beastly folding blades, and I just had to have both of them.
And of course, they don't have an automatic deployment. You've got to get good with flicking. For anyone looking for a good self-defense folder, I do believe this is a good option. Of course, you can use it for everything, but man, it's just so rock solid. And you know, the one thing that's menacing about a Tanto knife is snap cuts in particular. And you know, the length of this handle just gives you the ability to choke up if you want to, but you can also get like an extended grip because you've got protection on both ends. You can get a extended grip. You can increase the length of it this way. You can get in tight. You can carry a whole lot of knife in a small package, and that is a whole lot of knife. That is a lot of reach. Now I'm saving the best and most exotic for last. This blade is nothing new. It's been around a long time. It's been reviewed by a lot of people here on YouTube, but I have waited and waited and waited to get this, and the wait is over. And that is the Raja 2, ladies and gentlemen. Man, if you're looking for the ability to carry a machete in your pocket, the Raja 2 is that option for you.
So the Raja 2 has a 6-inch blade. It's 14 overall inches. It's AUS 10A steel, and this weighs 13.4 ounces. It's 4.8 millimeters thick as well, and it also has the Griv X handle. The Raja 2 is just bad to the bone. You can get up close, again, you can get far away. It's got the curve, it's the same idea. Look at the reach you get with the Raja. Man, so many options. If you're just looking for a big blade to carry around, man, I got this in the mail and I was like, what in the world? I mean, you see it on the screen, but you don't realize how big this thing is until, you know, you pull it out of the package and get this thing in the hand. And you've got a clip here on this side. Now, they send you a clip where if you want to change sides, you can. There's the option to take this clip and put it on the other side, however you want to arrange it in your pocket. Being able to draw this from your pocket and have it open automatically is kind of a developed art. You know, you've got this ability here with this little notch to grab the top of the pocket. I've been kind of doing a little bit of practicing. I have to kind of drag it outward, but it does deploy it for the most part. You may have to give it a little bit of an additional flick, but you can drag this across the top of the pocket. When you're pulling this knife up, you pull it to the outer end of the pocket and it pulls this clip right here. This is just a fun knife. You know, when you're hanging out with your friends, I got this the other day and I was with a group of friends the other night, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, hey man, let me show you something. And I pulled this out, and the response that you get from people is priceless. It's just hilarious how people respond to this folding knife. Now, of course, I know there's the Espada. It's even bigger. The point is, though, most people have never seen a folding knife this big, and they don't know what to think when they see it. I mean, the ability to have a kukri knife this big in your pocket, to me, is a fascinating thing. I think this was a well thought out design and invention. I can't believe I haven't owned this any sooner than I have. But nevertheless, I'm super satisfied with it. It's definitely going to be a staple in my collection. It's one of the coolest knives I have ever seen. Now, as far as the sharpness is concerned, these knives are all blistering sharp. I mean, just super sharp blades. I actually cut my finger the other day, closing one up. I just wasn't paying attention and just barely touched my finger, and boom, it's just a massive cut. But these are all very, very sharp. Most of the time you get a cold steel knife, it's going to be sharp. I didn't want to waste anybody's time doing paper cutting tests. These blades are very sharp. They're scary sharp, all of them. Trust me when I tell you that I scroll past thousands of folding knives all the time, and I'm like, I just am not into them that much. It's not something you're going to see much on my channel, but these got my attention. And I could say so much more about each of them, but I mainly wanted this just to be a solid showcase. So what's your favorite folding knives? Which ones do you like the best? Which cold steel folders do you have, and which cold steel folders do you like the best? But these drew me in the most because they are among my favorite blade designs. I have about 4 that I really love. I love Drop Point, I love Tanto, Kukri, and Tracker. Those are some of my favorite designs, and man, it would be really crazy if somebody invented a folding tracker, wouldn't it, man? What would that even look like? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out the side of my head. Nevertheless, I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear blades that you're passionate about. Take care.